So we are in Middelburg, the capital of the province of Zeeland. As you might notice, I'm a bit sick. However, it's not something infectious. It's just that I do not handle alcohol very well, and I recently ate some food at the restaurant that had some wine on it, and yeah, it doesn't make me feel very good, but I feel better than, for example, yesterday. So let's explore Middelburg. The province of Zeeland is the least populated province in the Netherlands. It's also a poor province, and it's quite isolated compared to the rest of the Netherlands. Middelburg is its capital. So the city of Middelburg was founded in the antiquity. In the 9th century, they were building a kind of fortress here to protect from Viking invasions. That's why it's also called Middelburg. It's the middle middle fortress in a row of fortresses that there were here to protect against the Vikings. Then it did become very rich, the city, through trade in the 17th century with the West Indian Company. It was the second most rich, like second richest city of the Netherlands, second only to Amsterdam. And then it started to decline with the French invasion of Napoleon, because they started to ignore the city and do not pay much attention to it and its people. And then many buildings collapsed, many archives disappeared, and then it got even worse in the Second World War with the Germans bombarding the city. You might notice a kind of relationship between Zeeland and New Zealand. It's because New Zealand was named after Zeeland by a Dutchman.
And according to this, the best Bolussen.
That tower is called Jan de Lange Toren or something. Lange Jan, yeah, so the Tower of the Long Jan. It's with 90 meters, it's one of the highest towers of the Netherlands. From the top you can see the islands with good weather. It's part of an abbey around which Middelburg was built. The abbey is from the 13th century, and we are going in that direction because there's a museum there with which where we can enter with the museum card. It was quite horrible today with the traffic because there were 4 accidents or something like that, 4 crashes in North Brabant, the province next to Zeeland. So close to Eindhoven, close to Tilburg, we had many traffic jams, and instead of taking 3 hours like it was expected, it took 5 hours. So we were driving for 5 hours. It was exhausting, especially when you're sick. So this is the Abbey of Middelburg that also hosts the museum where we are going. So we are already at the Museum of Zeeland. You can see there's some art, some pieces here of the antiquity. I will read to you this text in the museum that is about Zeeland. So Zeeland, the province, was composed of 6 islands in the Scheldt estuary. These 6 islands are surrounded by water, sweet and salt. Separated by water, the people on each island have their own language and customs. The people are very attached to their land, so that is where we begin. This is a story about the land known for farms and people in traditional costume. The fertile marine clay provides ideal farming conditions. Several centuries ago, however, it is wealthy merchants in cities such as Vlissingen, Middelburg and Zierikzee who determine the image of the islands. The land changes and the coastline moves under the influence of the sea. Life on the water has great benefits, but there is also the permanent threat of flooding. We show what the sea yields, but also the destructive power of the water and how people protect themselves against it. The sea sometimes takes entire villages and cities away. When the revolt against Spanish domination erupts, the islanders know exactly where they can and cannot navigate their ships. This knowledge enables them to defeat the Spaniards. Then comes a period of great prosperity. The islanders become world citizens and govern affairs far from home. The sea provides access to new worlds, from which astonishing products are brought back home. The islands and their inhabitants have different colors and faiths. Take a look at how they see and depict themselves. At the end remains the image that holiday makers and visitors have of the islands, an image determined by the endless coastline and the beautiful light. Each sits on his own island and sees the world from a different vantage point. This is Zeeland, brings together numerous perspectives and thus celebrates life in the land of sea. So that was the Museum of Zeeland. It did have some history about Zeeland. Now we are going back to the car because we're only allowed to park for 2 hours and it's almost 1 already. So yeah, but on the way back we thought we can get some kind of pastry from here, which is very typical at the best possible bakery. I don't remember I don't remember the name, but yeah, Blickmeesterbakkers. Okay, so we're gonna get those bollen from there, those pastries. So this is how they look. We paid like $2.60 for 4 of these. It was the price for 3, and one of them was free. And yeah, they are basically a pastry with, it looks cinnamon, yeah, and sugar or something. I am curious about how it tastes. So we are at the town hall. Next to the town hall there's a kind of market taking place. You can see many people selling stuff, food, towels, souvenirs. So the town hall was built 500 years ago in the late Gothic style. And yeah, there's some fun fact, that is that the clock of the tower of the town hall is a bit behind the clock of the tower of Jan de Lange. So from the abbey that we visited just a couple of minutes ago. Yeah. We're getting a raspberry juice here at the market. So this was Middelburg in as short as possible, 2 hours. As a wrap up, yeah, what did we expect of Zeeland, of Middelburg? and what was the reality. Well, actually, we were expecting Zeeland to be a bit less crowded, like to have less people, but Middelburg was really full. Yeah, and we also saw many Germans, which is surprising because Zeeland is actually a bit far away from Germany. It's closer to Belgium. So actually you would expect to see more Belgians from the Flemish side than Germans, but yeah, apparently it's not the case. The wish of Germans to go to the sea is bigger than the Belgians' wish to visit Zeeland. And other than that, well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe that it didn't look so poor. It looked well developed and had a villagey feeling. Everything looked pretty clean, and even though it was a bit more inland, Middelburg, there was still some wind. I guess if you go to a place that is closer to the sea, like Vlissingen, you get even more wind because it's next to the North Sea. So, yeah, that was it. We see each other today, although we don't know when we will upload that video, for the Hague. That's why we are staying here at a kind of bed and breakfast in Den Hoorn, next to Delft. Something you want to say?